Hello, and welcome to another Starship video. This time I will be detailing the latest update that dropped last week, the Interstellar update, where it introduced not only loads of bug fixes and a few extra features which have been sitting on experimental for quite a while, but as the namesake of the update, a warp core block to allow traveling through the galaxy, which is apparently all the stars are now procedurally generated from whichever part of the galaxy you're in. You've also got a hollow projector block, which when it's linked up to a ship core, you can go up to it, press F, and you can view the galaxy that you're in. You can see that little icon indicating where you are. If you keep scrolling further and further, eventually it should swap to a 3D view. Nope, right, I think it's zoomed current location. And then you get a nice sort of kind of elite style sort of map, and you scroll wheel out to go back out of it again. In this interface you can click on each star. Let's see, that was 3.4, that one there, yeah, that's 4 light years, doesn't matter. Just there, and that'll select the route. Now it highlights in red because I'm actually on a building which has terrible range, so yeah. But yeah, so for that, you press H to get out of it, even though you go F to go into this. H is the key for going in and out of the galaxy map when you've actually got a warp core mounted to a ship. Any ship, there's one there and one there. Other blocks that they're introduced. Oh yeah, I'll do a demonstration of going into warp travel a bit later. Medbay. These are pretty much, they're kind of like respawn points. Press F to go into it, so you can choose scan, and then if your character dies later on, because in the bottom left of the screen you'll see there's a health bar, if I haven't cropped it out from the video recording. Yeah, so if your character dies, they will appear there. I do not know what the interface looks like when you choose your respawn point, as I don't really play multiplayer and don't tend to kill my character. Additional sort of quality of life improvements are with the rotators and hinges. You can actually set what angle they're at within the menu interface, which is pretty good. And one thing I have also found out is you can actually link rotators together. So you can see here, if I set that to 90, the small one rotates after the other one does. So it was a nice little surprise to find that it does that. So there we go. This extra bit here is turret resting angle. So now whenever you're dealing with a turret, if you go into the turret core block, you can actually choose sort of the resting angle. So it's the point where when you exit the ship or something like that, the turret should return to a specific position. I would demonstrate that, but I think I've found a bug and I don't want to keep re-recording this video again and again. So I'll have to report that one a bit later. Again, hinges, similar thing. Yeah, you can just go into the interface, but this one has 0 for center and -45 to go the other way, whereas rotators, if you go -45, it doesn't go anti-clockwise, it goes clockwise all the way around. And if I go out the menu back in, you can see it's corrected itself to 315. If I push 0, instead of going the shortest distance, it goes all the way around. I think it's to get anti-clockwise motion has been requested on the GitHub, so yeah, hopefully that'll arrive one day. Again, because all these blocks can be rotated as when you put them down, as you can see there. If you rotate a hinge round, so that one, if I set to sort of 0 and then say -30, it goes that way. Whereas this one itself is rotated 180 degrees, and you can see there it's at 30, set it to -30, it goes the opposite way. So yeah, that's just something to remember when you're putting things down, but it does make life a lot easier when you're building something and you can just position a hinge rather than setting up, let's see, what was it again? Yeah, some logic, yeah, I think it was a sequencer gate, I've forgotten now. Yeah, just a way to set a range so that when you switch it on, it goes between set values of degrees. But yeah, so that is that little quality of life. A nice big update, which a lot of people were after, was the copy and paste tool. So if I drag that out, I shall demonstrate a little bit on that one. So I get that, that, and that. Or have I got any other cosmetics I can put down to make it interesting? There we go. Now, if I go to the copy and paste tool there, this works. You click on the surface, drag out like the X and the Y, then press R, and then you can choose the up and down. Now you can see now that whatever was selected has, you know, a nice translucent shape, and you can press R to rotate it around as you would normally, but also you can put it up onto different surfaces. This one's been weird on me for some reason, but again you can see it orientates to the surface. Let's see, will it go that way? Yeah, and hinges as well, it's quite neat. Now if you've got something selected, I mean, I can put that there. There you go, plop it down. Why you've been weird. Anyway, and it'll go like that. So it makes life a lot easier. I'll demonstrate a bit later with a huge engine nacelle, which is quite useful because it's actually built up of engine components and a power reactor as well. When you do have something stored in memory, you can hold down right click, you'll see a little menu appear, and then that's cleared it out from there. I just want to experiment with something. So if I go there, go up there, and so I've got that. So if I go to 2, no. I wanted to see if I could have 2 instances of copy and paste, but it seems that it'll only cool down that one instance. I don't like having things. Put that there. There we go. Right. So yeah, that is copy and paste, a really useful thing. I might do a further detailed sort of tutorial on using it, because there's a few. Yeah, I think I'll do one on, so say, building turrets, because if you go to sort of try and, let's get rid of that one, copy and paste a hinge, say you've built a turret, what happens is it doesn't copy the child entities, and doesn't seem to copy the color either. But what you can do is, as long as the mouse is on the actual hinge part itself, as if you were going to attach something, you can do the same, drag it across, and now you've got what was on the child object, and you can click and add it all over the place. Oh, I need to figure out why it's doing that, really. Or maybe log it on GitHub. So that is copy and paste. Let's try a larger version. Now let's get this just right. So click there. Oh, I need to put speed, faster speed movement. This is, I forgot to do that. Right, let's get that there. I should hopefully capture all of it. There we go. Now I'm going to push F3. Allow fast move keys, go out and use the square brackets just to increase my speed. There we go, that's a lot better. Now, some of the features, there are extra little hotkeys you can use. So, as I've shown before, you can press R to rotate. And as long as the mouse is on there, now, if you can see it's not aligned, you can hold down Shift and use the WSAD keys, which you'll just have to experiment pressing them. And you can actually press the key and it'll shift it along one large block grid. Let's see. Oh, yeah, left click. There we go. I accidentally pressed left click. Now let's move off of that so I don't paste it down again. And yeah, I have now pasted a large engine nacelle. So if you want to do, it sort of opens up the possibility of doing large flat sections and building props or reusable pieces, and then just copy and pasting them as needed all around. And again, for the, like I showed earlier of the hinge, you can move into it and just say, I want to change that to -30, and you get to watch the whole thing moving upwards all in front. And yeah, makes life a lot easier just to test things. So that is pretty much the major changes that have come across. There's tons of bug fixes that have gone in to improve everything. And let's just have a quick look to see if there's anything else which I don't recognize, which is new. the problem is when you spend too long on the experimental branch, you tend to forget what actually has come across. But yeah, so that is that. Let's jump into a ship I assembled earlier, which was a warp engine. So go into there. I ended up watching Star Blazers, I think, on Amazon, and influenced me to build one of these ships. So let's get into the seat, activate, and you notice on the bottom left there's a hollow projector which you can attach into a ship as well as building. That's linked into the ship core, and it doesn't seem to activate until I undock. There we go, you can see it there. So if I move out of range there, now on the bottom right you'll see a new little icon which looks like a swirly, I suppose, galaxy thing with the letter H next to it. So if I just press shift just to head out of the area a little bit, give myself a bit of room, back in, there we go. Now I can press H, there I am, and let's go to Rotator. Yes, 1.6 light years, I should have range. Yeah, on the upper left, if I haven't chopped it off in the editing process, it says my ship's range is 3.84 light years. So yeah, I should be able to reach that quite nicely. So once that's selected and I've clicked on compute travel, press H to go out of there, and there should be a star highlighted. So no, there we go, 2 light years. Now if you move off the screen, there's an icon which appears, which sort of shows you, similar to the, if I go back in again, the little symbol there on that one. So yeah, and it's also a good hint that it says 2 light years. So you select it with middle click, hold down middle click and initiate warp jump. Now the autopilot will sort of try and avoid sort of going through planets, but you get a nice little special effect of the stars zooming by. And there used to be a neat bug where you could actually cancel the autopilot. It screwed things up, but the bug fix removed that by stopping you cancelling autopilot. So there we go. And yeah, so fully engaged. Really nice effect. As we get close, you'll notice the star in the front. There it is. And there we go. We have warped to a new star system. Now let's see. That looks in the distance there, where the mouse cursor is, like could be another Saturn. Let's try and have a quick charge over there. Of course, similar to Elite Dangerous, when you fly towards large stellar objects, it does slow you down considerably. But yeah, so far it seems like each system just has a random number of planets, a Saturn-like planet with another sort of ring habitat around it. And it takes a little bit until we get something like sensors or scanners to be able to find out where everything is around you. It'll be a little bit awkward finding stuff. So it looks like, yeah, there is another one there, but I like to head back to where I was, which in this case is Leosis. Let's head back, and again you can see the marker. If I spin around, there it is. Whoops. And because the planet isn't in the way, you can actually see that there's a star selected. So initiate warp jump, and we'll head on back. Now one of the things I'm not going to do is jumping out of the seat, because there's a few issues of that. At least when I tried it in experimental, the ship left me behind. I don't know whether that'll happen in stable, but I'm sure somebody will experiment. And yeah, there we go, back at the star system. Now just need to find, there it is. Yay. So, while I'm heading back to the habitat again, I think I'll bring this video to a close. Any questions or if, any particular sort of things you want me to demonstrate, put in the comments below. And yeah, See you in the next one.